Hi everyone, we love that you are loving the videos, and if not, that's fine too. But if you love the production and you love us and the stories we share, then maybe consider buying us a coffee and becoming a patron.
Yeah, so when you become a patron, not only do you support the hours upon hours that go into making each video, you also get exclusive content, access to patron-only videos, and other really cool perks.
Yeah. So we love that we get to share our lives with you, share our attempt at living with a lighter carbon footprint, share our stories and our struggles and our triumphs. And ultimately, we love that we have the opportunity to create a community because we both wholeheartedly believe that we can all go further together.
Yeah, so we're going to link our Patreon in the description below. And thanks again. Enjoy the video.
Enjoy!
Today is an exciting project. When we were in Delray, I had some teak left at home and my dad had a leftover cardboard tube from something, so he sent me a few lengths. And what this is, there's an L channel in here. This is basically like an L shape. So I just pre-drilled some holes and we are going to install this up in here like this, and it's going to serve two purposes. One, it's going to hide this ugly seam right here, and then the other thing that it's going to do is it's going to be a channel for me to mount a strip of LED lights up under here, and so it'll be really nice indirect lighting on both sides of the boat on both settees, and it'll be dimmable, color changeable. You can have strobe lights. We can really get down with our bad selves. And so eventually I'll varnish this, but for right now I'm just going to install it because I don't have any room for these 6-foot lengths of teak. Piece of trim is up. Alright, here's the second side. I have to piece it. They weren't long enough. I didn't have one single long one, so we're going to use two. I have the holes marked out, so I'm going to go drill them. Countersunk the holes too, ready to go up. Pinch right here, okay? Can't even really see this seam that I made. Once it gets varnished, you won't even be able to tell. And it has a channel in it that'll really nicely hide some indirect lighting. Bought a set of these dolphins up in Annapolis, and I'm finally getting around to put them on. I just kind of mapped out where they're going to go, just pushed them on, and these are supposed to help little outboards like this plane better by giving it a hydrofoil in the back. So you bring the ass end of the boat out of the water and the front of the boat down. So I gotta drill 4 1/4-inch holes, and it comes with bolts, and that'll be it. Easy peasy. Hey everyone, I'm Parker.
And I'm Katie.
And this is our boat, Seawind. I bought Seawind in 2016 with my entire savings and no clue what it would take to turn her into what she is today. With the help of my dad and a few friends, I slowly tackled project after project, transforming this old boat into what I envisioned when we first met. Halfway through this 5.5-year project, I met Katie, and we've been inseparable ever since. In truth, this only shows a fraction of what it really took in order to get to where we're at today, in a beautiful Anchorage, making this video.
Together, we have come a long way. We have learned the beautiful and brutal lessons that the water has to offer. We have come to know heartache and loss and to dance despite it all. I work a full-time job on the go, which presents its own unique challenges and opportunities. But at the end of the day, it's our desire to move slowly and live fully that makes it all worth it.
Sailing Seawind is our unique attempt at showing how we choose to live with a lighter carbon footprint, how we plan to make our mark on this ever-changing world. It's a place for us to show that every one of us is connected, and that we will all go further together. Okay, it's the last few days of preparation before we head over to the Bahamas. We actually have a weather window, and it looks like it's holding for this Saturday, so that's wonderful. This morning, Janice, Andre, Katie, and I split a car rental, and so we've been running around and doing errands. We just got back and all the laundry is done for both boats, so we all have fresh clothes. And the next mission of the day is to go fill both of our propane tanks. So Andre is getting his disconnected, and I'm about to do the same. All right, got the bolts out, got the railing off, turn the tank off. Cradle and the base. Need more awesome propane storage solution.
Selfie mode. Flipping my hair.
What are we doing?
Getting COVID tests.
We are finally getting COVID tests.
It's time.
It's time.
Commence sequence.
So we've been in Miami, specifically in this Anchorage by Bell Island, for 3 weeks. We have stayed as long as we can stand it. We have finally found a weather window. We found it like 6 days ago. It's held, so Saturday, day after tomorrow, we are finally crossing over to the Bahamas.
I'm excited.
We are both excited. We're both excited to finally be at this step of getting COVID testing, submitting health visas, applying for cruising permits. We've provisioned like 6 times now because we keep eating all the fresh food that we buy because we haven't been able to find a weather window. These just low pressure systems and high pressure systems that are just bringing this north winds that have just been pummeling us since we got here 3 weeks ago. Teddy got his
Equivalent of a COVID test.
His equivalent of a COVID test. Yeah, he has been cleared by a veterinary to get a health visa for the Bahamas as well.
Alright, we're almost there.
And we don't have any pets. It's just Katie and I and Seawind. So we are almost there. We're gonna go get our tests, and then we're gonna get something to eat, and then go grocery shopping. The moment. Okay.
Cheers. Right. The only time you want to be negative.
Yeah. What did you just get?
My health visa.
We're going to the Bahamas. All right, it is go time. We are full of coffee, almost a little too much, over caffeinated. Gonna start the engine, and we are going to get out of here. We are out of here. Goodbye, Rolly Anchorage.
I just found my Raw Elements chapstick.
Wow.
My Raw Elements tinted face stick. You can watch my Instagram for a tutorial on how to liberally apply on the face for extreme glam.
While caffeinated.
I can't breathe.
So the motor mounts that Andre and I installed on the Book engine here in Seawind have made an incredible difference. There is a fraction of the amount of vibration transferred into the hull, and the noise of the engine has decreased dramatically as well. So Miami has two entrances. This one here that I'm going to show you is called Government Cut. This is where they dock all the cruise ships and other commercial vessels. And there's a police boat that is patrolling the area. Recreational vessels cannot pass through. We have to go around through this other bridge here to get to the other side of this big long finger dock. And so here you can see right up there, that's the police boat patrolling the sea. I keep talking about the new engine mounts, but before, when you were sitting up on the deck here at any kind of RPM, especially cruising RPM, you would feel the vibration and the thump of the engine up in the foredeck here, and you can barely feel the vibration now. It is like almost not noticeable. Plus the engine noise, the decibel level itself, was about 50% of what it was before. It's incredible. going to take the doors apart and inspect the stuffing box. I just want to make sure everything is dripping okay and that we don't have any weird things going on. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, we are a couple of tired, hungry kids.
It's still have to put stuff away. It's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock. Took the entire day for us to get fuel and gas and everything like that. And so we are in No Name Harbor, and we found some really nice, convenient free space on the wall right here. It's a nice concrete wall to tie up on for the night, and we positioned ourselves with our bow facing out. So we'll head off the dock right out there, and then we are going to head out into the Atlantic that way. So this is it. Seawind and her crew are leaving the United States, our first new country and my first time traveling internationally. This is a huge deal. In my mind, the past 6 years of working on this boat to make her safe, comfortable, and seaworthy have been for this moment. Before we begin this new chapter, I'd like to go over what we've accomplished. Our journey down the East Coast has taken us 2,197 nautical miles, and through or past 10 states, including where we started in Ashtabula, Ohio.
Bon voyage! Love you guys.
Setting sail for Tonawanda, New York, the beginning of the Erie Canal. Across New York State and down the Hudson River to Catskill, New York, Seawind's birthplace, to re-step our mast and stopped to visit family in New York City. Guess who's here? Ellen Lou! We sailed down the New Jersey coast to Cape May, our first ever Atlantic Ocean sailing experience. Then, up the Delaware Bay, across the C&D Canal, and to Annapolis, Maryland for the sailboat show. We sailed down the Chesapeake Bay to Norfolk, Virginia, where we chased autumn colors down the Dismal Swamp and into the Intracoastal Waterway. The ICW is a controversial topic within the cruising community. Its nickname to some is the Ditch. People will say it sucks at your soul and that any real sailor would be out in the ocean making miles and gaining experience. Now that we have experienced traveling the coast mostly via the ICW, we understand both sides of opinion. For us, it was beautiful, something we hadn't ever experienced. Most places Katie and I hadn't even been to by car. Depending on the time of year though, it's a blessing and a curse. We entered the ICW on November 13th, 2021, as winter began to rear its head. It's so cold, let's get going. We embraced the safety and reliability of being able to continue making our way south, chasing warmer weather, seeing places, and meeting people, all while the North Atlantic Ocean was howling. We also learned a lot about inland waterway navigation, but it turned into a slow, cold grind, and it wore on us after a while. We said goodbye to Virginia and hello to North Carolina. Across the Albemarle Sound, down Alligator River, across the Pamlico River, and on to Beaufort, North Carolina. We entered South Carolina, and just after Charleston on December 10th, we found a weather window, left the ICW, and sailed 170 nautical miles past the Georgia coast overnight. We approached the St. Mary's Inlet the following morning, split by the Florida-Georgia line. During that overnight passage, we finally shed our layered clothing and found ourselves in a tropical climate. We spent Christmas in Delray with our adopted family, Terry and Jeannie, and on January 15th, we left Delray to meet up with Trio in Miami. So, here we are, staged in No Name Harbor, Key Biscayne. The Bahamian island archipelago sits only 50 miles off of Florida's coast, but in that short distance, crossing the Gulf Stream can be very treacherous. The Gulf Stream system is a strong ocean current bringing warm water from the Gulf of Mexico into the Atlantic Ocean. It wraps closely around Florida and up the east coast of the United States. There are a few things to consider when planning to cross the Gulf Stream by boat.
the most important being a weather window that has winds with no north component to them. If this northbound current meets a southbound wind, the two opposing forces can generate some massive, very confused waves. Ideally, you want 2 days of no north component. The first day allows the sea state to calm down, and the second is the day you cross. This short distance only requires daylight hours, but finding a weather window in February can be challenging. West or south wind and no opposing forces would be ideal, but with frequent winter storms, north winds dominated the forecasts. We waited 3 weeks and finally found a window. The forecast was for absolutely no wind, which meant we would have to motor across to Bimini Island, where we would clear into the Bahamas. We prefer to sail, but a safe, uneventful first Gulf Stream crossing sounded good. The second consideration depends on the type of boat you have and the strength of the Gulf Stream on that particular day. Our Seawind has a full keel, essentially a big wall of fiberglass and lead under the water. We would be traveling perpendicular to the current's direction, which meant our boat would potentially get pushed north as we traveled east. When we left, the plan would be to aim our bow southeast and eventually correct our course once in the Gulf Stream, aiming northeast at our destination. This is to minimize the chance of our boat being pushed north of the Bimini Island we are shooting for, and to then claw our way back south against the current.
Are we on the bottom? I don't think so.
I don't know. Pretty close.
I think we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yep, we are on the bottom. Miami. Oh, you're gonna lay down here? Okay.
Do you need anything
Yeah, may I have a spin drift?
other than that?
No.
Or do you need a bracket or anything?
No, I'm okay. This is a fleet of cruise ships. 1, 2, 3, 4 cruise ships. All of them finally popped up on AIS. They were not showing up on AIS for the last hour and a half of seeing them grow slowly bigger. I'm gonna eat an orange. I turned up the iPad screen brightness so you could see me for a sec. It is 2:30 in the morning and we just had this fleet of cruise ships pass by us doing like 20 knots and makes you feel really small out here. It's a beautiful night. We're motoring directly into the wind. There's not much of it, only about 5 knots true. We're maintaining about 4 knots and I'm heading southeast right now. In about 10 miles we're gonna make a course correction and head north. Oh, and we are in like 1,000+ feet of water right now. I don't think we've ever been in more than 300 feet of water, so that's pretty cool. If I didn't have this AIS receiving on my VHF radio, I would be losing my mind out here right now, because you can't tell which is the front on these cruise ships at night. And now that they're past me, it's like if I didn't know that they were all going the direction they were because of my radio, I would think they were coming at me again. I was very nervous leaving. We, left the harbor, or left an inlet that we had never been in or out of at night, and that was pretty daunting. But the channel was marked well, and we just took it slow. We're going to the Bahamas. That's crazy. Land ho! We see land. We're in the Bahamas. Look at this.
Like there's a gate there, you can go through there.
Okay.
Take a right. You're gonna go down past this marina. You're gonna see a pink building to your left, which is immigration, police station, post office. So you go to immigration first.
Okay.
After you come from immigration, you come back down, you stop to this marina. As soon as you get in the entrance, you see the customs office right there. You see some tables and chairs outside. Customs office is there.
Okay. So right now I'm walking to check us in as the captain of the vessel. Katie was not allowed to get off of the boat, and so I have to go and check us into the country. I think that's pretty much the rule for every country. So where I'm going now is the immigration office, and that's where I have to present our health visas and get checked in as far as our health is concerned. Here is the immigration office. Okay, we are officially checked into the Bahamas. Yeah, I filled out a bunch of forms. It was slightly intimidating. First country I've ever checked into. They were very nice, and I had everything I needed. And we are checked in for 90 days. So There you go. Now off to the cruising permit office at the customs office. We are officially checked in completely. Wow, 3 months cruising permit and a fishing license. Katie. Katie May. We're checked in. 3 months. There's only 100